Recognize the member from Temiskaming Cochrane.
Thank you, Speaker. It's an honour to be able to rise today on behalf of my the NDP caucus on the Brunt and Kendall Act. And first of all, I'd like to express our condolences to the families and to their friends, and our respect for the work you have done since to help protect others. I would also, everyone in this House has been elected because they want to represent people, they want to do good things for people, regardless of party. Having been in this House since 2011, I fully realize that. This is a partisan place. We disagree with each other on a lot of issues. And there was a habit in this place saying, well, you know, like the magnificent work done by member such and such. But I'm not always in that habit. But you could not have a better member to drive an issue forward than the member from Oshawa. She listed the things that she has done to push this issue forward. I commend the minister for, compared to what we heard this morning, for recognizing and changing the direction. I commend the minister and his members. But to say that the member from Oshawa, that this was a last-minute thing, is incorrect.
Not true.
Perhaps since the election you've been very busy. I can understand that, the change of government. But this issue has been before this House for a long time. And because of the severity of this issue, it has tugged at our heartstrings for a long time. It's one of those, you wonder why it wasn't acted on before. Will there be problems, as with any legislation? Will there be problems to try and get it done? I have full faith that the member of Oshawa has gone above and beyond what any opposition member would do to make sure that this legislation would work, knowing the member, and I don't always agree with the member of Oshawa, but, and having been on the other side of the table sometimes with the member of Oshawa, I know she does her homework. So this isn't a last-minute issue. One of the things that the minister said was that the fire marshal would be forced to create minimum safety standards, and that would cause grief for the fire marshal's office. Maybe because the fire marshal's office needs more support. But right now, for people who aren't firefighters yet and who want to be trained to do the best job they can to save other people's lives, these are the people who run toward danger while we're running away. And the people are looking for that training because they want to do that. And I'm a firefighter, whether they're professional or volunteer. They're the people who want to do that. And the fact that there is no minimum safety standard at all currently in this province for someone who wants to take that training, that is not something that we can, in all good conscience, leave on the table. We cannot leave that on the table. The fact that that has been left on the table is a travesty. The fact that we lost one is one too many. But the fact that we lost that two families had to lose precious lives because we have no minimum standard, no standard at all. We've just had a change of government. This is an issue that I thank the minister for his support. I'm hoping that the government does support this bill, but this bill has to go to committee, and this has to get done. It is fully within your power to get this done. This one, I know it's often said, oh, this is a partisan issue. This one isn't. And you know what? For the families who might not know, firefighting, there are lots of political issues in firefighting. We know that. And the minister described some of them. This one really isn't. This one, we know that people who take that training currently now, and there might be good training spots and bad training, but there's no minimum standard. So when you have no minimum, you have a problem. And can you imagine, Speaker, if at some point a third family has to go through what those two families have gone through because we are worried that the fire marshal might not have the resources to do minimum standards. We have got to do better than that. You have the chance to do better than that, and we will fully support your efforts to do better than that in this bill. This bill needs to go to committee, not just passed here today, it needs to go to committee where it will be fully studied and amended to make sure it can work and passed. So families like that, and no one should have to die in vain, but that their family members didn't die in vain. We can do this together. Thank you very much.